This is like the good old days, okay? This is like the good old days. As you remember, back when we first started this channel, we would go live in the car all the time. Now, don't get used to this. The only reason we're doing it right now is because I'm nowhere near home. I won't be back in front of my computer until like either tomorrow or Monday, okay? So I don't know when that'll be. Another stream today? Yeah, another stream today. So we'll be on for like 20 minutes. I think that's good. All right. So these are my overall thoughts thus far, okay? My overall thoughts are the Spurs got something going on. Something's cooking up. I'm excited for the Summer League game. But right now, I don't think that any of us can, or we should, expect like huge signings or long-term deals. I do not think that that's the case right now. However, that money has to be allocated somewhere, and why not allocate it towards a veteran? So we already know. I'm surprised nothing's went down yet. So if something else goes down, maybe I can go live tomorrow at some point on my phone. But we already know that Devontae Graham is out. I don't think anybody's really upset about that, right? Hopefully Bassey is another one that's gone out, because I think Bassey should be gone. Not to say he's a bad player or anything, but just to try to, set up a deal. We know that we're going to be involved, or at least they've been discussing with the Spurs being involved in a sign and trade of DeMar DeRozan. Don't understand anybody that, I don't think many people did, but don't understand anybody that would want DeMar DeRozan on the Spurs at this point. Didn't think he fit. He doesn't fit. Would have been a bad fit. Would have been terrible. I would have called for Brian Wright's job just like everyone else that hates him. DeMar DeRozan fits our timeline. That's funny. But yeah, no, I would have been pretty livid. I'll be real with you guys. So that's not the case. So that's good. But right now, what I think the Spurs are going to do, because like I said, the money has to go somewhere. I wouldn't be surprised if they went ahead and grabbed Barnes. I don't think Brandon Ingram is still on the table. I think that that's kind of squashed. I don't even know what we offered. But I'm going to make the assumption we didn't go all out there. But it's one of those things, man, where it's frustrating because we're going to be interested in so many different players. Because we're the Spurs, like we have so much cap space and everything. So we're going to see and weigh out what's available out there. Unfortunately, though, I'll be real with you guys, there really isn't any deal right now that gets me overly excited, okay? There's literally none. As much as we want Lowry marketing, I don't know what's going on with the Jazz. They're being ridiculous. I don't even think that's worth it at this point to even think about. But, he fits. He definitely fits. But here's the thing. You said he'll be a Spur. But, well, here's the thing, though. How the Jazz are, how Danny Ainge is, I would not be surprised if he's asking for Devin Vassell. Would you be willing to get rid of Devin Vassell for Lowry marketing? I'm not. I'm not. And that's not to say, like, you can just easily find another Lowry marketing. I don't think that. I don't think you can just find another Lowry marketing. But as far as age and as far as his deal, there's no way in the heck I would give up Devin Vassell. Or he probably would be asking for us to give up Jeremy Sochan. Because whatever they do right now, they're going to want to try to be better or be a better team. So whatever move they make, that's probably the next move for them. I'm not giving, you see, wait, Vassell plus first round picks is too much. I'm not getting rid of Vassell at all. All right, I'm about to double down, all right? I'm about to quadruple down here. I wouldn't get rid of Sochan at all at this point. Like, I wouldn't even put them on the table. Like, I wouldn't do it at all. I'm not saying, and that doesn't mean that they're like not tradable. I just don't think there's anything on the table right now that would make it worth it. I'm sorry. And I'm not saying Lowry Markkanen is like super old or anything, or everybody has to be like in their early 20s to be with the Spurs. I don't think any of that. But if I'm looking at Devin Vassell's deal, and I'm looking at the potential of Sochan and what he already brings, because everybody's going to bring up, oh, Sochan can't shoot, right? Oh, he can't shoot. What about his shooting? Even though his shooting has improved, but they don't care about that. It's like, well, he's not that great of a shooter, even though he was shooting like 37% until February last year. But like, no one cares about that. But one thing about his game is it's very nuanced, and it's not something that you just get willy-nilly. Like, he is not the type of player that you can just grab whenever you want. And then he's also 21 years old. It's really tough for me to do that, to go out of my way and say, okay, screw it, let's just get rid of these two guys. In my opinion, I think Sochan, Vassell, and Wemby more so, obviously, but all three should be pretty untouchable. Like, I wouldn't even put them on the table. There's nothing right now, and we're not in a desperate situation. And that's one thing people go, oh, is there a cat? There's not a cat. There's a dog that just crossed the street. Like, oh my God. No fear. But there's nobody on the table right now where I think that those three should be gone. I think that's too much. Nobody. Like I said, I don't even, it's kind of frustrating because like when Devin Vassell, I don't even have to argue for Devin Vassell. The person you have to argue for is usually Jeremy Sochan, because people don't really like get the nuances of his game. But a guy at his size is 6'8", who defends the way that he defends, that has the highest motor, or probably the highest motor on the team. We know Wemby does. Wemby just got tired quite often last season. But high motor on the team, great rebounder, like I said, great defender, smart offensively. He's not going to sit there and give you like a hezzy or anything like that, right? He's not going to hit you with some sham gods. He's not going to look like Jamal Crawford out there. But one thing he is good at is taking the right cutting angles, keeping the defenses on their toes, reading defenses. He's a connector guy. He does a good job of making those quick time decisions. Now, did he struggle a little bit last year? Of course he did, right? He never ran point guard before, and it was a big chunk of the season where he was doing that. But overall, overwhelmingly, he's the type of player that even if he put up 6 points in a game, he still did something in that. If you won, he still did something in that game that helped you win that game. And that's not a guy that you just find anywhere. I'm sorry, dude, that's a long message while I'm driving. Do you think Sochan's potential outweighs his trade value? I can see him being a great bench guy, but if we have a deal to get Lowry, do we really say no? Yeah, I say no. Me personally, I think it does kind of. I don't think it's just his potential, okay? Because, like, at that point, I could say Malachi Branham's potential, outweighs it. Not necessarily, even though I do think Malachi has very high potential. Same with Blake Wesley. It's like they have so much potential. But I think Sochan has shown enough promise right now, that I wouldn't put him on the table. I don't think Lowry is worth that in our context, okay? So, all right, I'll put it this way. I think this is a better way of putting it, okay? If Jeremy Sochan was on the Mavericks, right? You say the Mavericks, and the Mavericks need more shooting, right? Like, they need some defense, but they also need more shooting. They need more consistent shooting. If he was on the Dallas Mavericks right now, I think he's worth trading. Okay? But since it's the San Antonio Spurs and we have a lot of draft picks coming up, we're still building. We're nowhere near championship caliber. I don't even know if we're a playoff team yet. I know some people will disagree with that. I don't even know if we're a playoff team yet. I don't think contextually that would be a good idea, because by the time the Spurs are winners, I think most Spurs fans are going to be saying, I don't want to get rid of Jeremy Sochan. Like, that's how I view him. It's like Draymond Green, right? A young Draymond Green on a team that's close to a championship. Sure, Sure, get rid of him, get somebody that fits a little bit better, yada yada. But with the Spurs, nah. We got a 2025 draft that's insane coming up. That's how much I believe in Stephon Castle as well. Like, I hate the idea of adding Stephon Castle with his amount of defense, point of attack defender, and like getting this type of defender and then taking away our second best defender. I don't like that. Like, I think we should really lean on our identity, and Sochan is part of that identity. As great as Wemby is, and I know it's hard to see, especially when the Spurs lost as much as they lost last season, but Sochan is huge for what we do. You know what I mean? Like, he's huge for what he does. I don't know who could have guarded some of the guys last season. Like, and I know, like, after games you'll say, oh, well, this player had 20-something points. He had 30 points. What do you mean? Sochan didn't do anything. But if you go and you look at the analytics, the advanced analytics, and see how they played against Sochan, almost every time he did a pretty good job compared to other people in the NBA. Every time. You drive a Kia? Yeah, I drive a Kia. How did you know that? How did you know that from... Were you in here in the last live stream? How did you know that just from this? That's creepy. Unless you got the same car. Yeah, Kia Souls are where it's at, dog. I got a Kia Soul Turbo GT line. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. It's such a pretty car. I try to take care of it. It's about to tip off. All right. I'm almost, don't worry, I'm almost at the house. I'm almost at the house. Whatever my dad watching, click. I'm just kidding. He probably would want to watch it, though. About Hellcats? You're going to miss the game playing. Hurry up. I'm almost there. I saw the sticker in the window. Oh, on the side? Okay. But yeah. So, hopefully that makes sense, what I just said. I don't think, and I do think the Spurs are cooking something up, but I wouldn't go out of my way to get rid of our key guys right now. That's not the case. The only player right now that has tenure with the San Antonio Spurs, I say tenure, but got some years with the San Antonio Spurs, that's a fan, one of the fan favorites that I would get rid of is Keldon. But even with Keldon, man, I'm trying to think, like, can you facilitate a trade for Lowry with Keldon Johnson? I don't know if you're going to convince them that. Castle, finna Castle. Yeah. Now, if Castle struggled at all, you guys don't hop on him, all right? Don't talk bad about him. Remember, Wemby struggled in his first game. So don't talk about our boy. Let him learn. Let him learn. But yeah, hopefully I made my case. Hopefully you understand why I feel the way I feel when it comes to Sochan. Just don't think it's a good idea. I think it's a pretty bad idea, actually, to just, trade away that type of player. Those type of players are essential for championships. They're very important. They're very important. And we don't need him to be like a Steph Curry, right? Like, we don't have to, he doesn't have to shoot, like a Lowry mark. He doesn't have to. If he could just give a respectable 34% of the course of an entire season, which last season, most of it was that, you just want him to not be able to be left open. That is it. That is it. I'm not bought into what Patrick Beverley said, that he could be the next Kawhi. I'm not buying in that Sochan will be a superstar. I'm not. But I do value I do value his value, and I value what he means to the team. Personality wise, culturally, his winning attitude, because that's another thing. He's a winner. He want to win. I know he does a lot of antics, but that's all in the name of winning. Okay, he cares. He really cares. That's not somebody you just want to get rid of. And he's extraordinarily talented, right? It's not just potential. It's not just, well, he could be this, he could be that. Yeah, sure. Anybody could be anything. But I think right now he's pretty doggone good. Where he is right now, I think is really good. And he's one of those players, man, you know, that you just can't look at the stats on, you know. And he will be just as loved as like a Boris Diaw if the Spurs were winning. Everyone loves Boris. Everyone talks about how great Boris was. I challenge anybody, go look at Jeremy Sochan's stats and then look at Boris Diaw. But if you talk to any Spurs fan, you would have thought like Diaw was averaging 25 points and 12 assists a game, and that is not the case. You don't have to. Just be important to what the team is doing. And I think Sochan is that. And I think the Spurs know that as well. This dude guards everybody. It's not fair. He guards everybody. Alright, y'all. I am going to go in and watch this game. I heard y'all out. You said that the game is getting started. Alright. I'm going to go do that. I will get with you guys later. Let me see if there's anything I missed. Jeremy Sochan is balling. Can't wait for a 2024-25 season with Wemby. Don't get rid of Keldon. He a Libra. That's silly. No, City is the real sleeper. City is a sleeper as well. Bro, stop talking about Sochan and go watch Castle play. You're right. All right. I'll get with you guys later. I might, if something goes down, I'll go live again tomorrow maybe. Like we'll do another car ride. But right now, we're just going to leave it there. All right, y'all. Deuces. See you later.